As with the letter D, we're stepping back into Asia. We're looking for a Japanese word, one that means folding bed or sofa. In his dictionary, Louis Frédéric, cf. description for the reference, defines a futon as either a thin mattress or a thick blanket. Today I chose to put the cart before the oxen. In fact, I usually wait until the second part of the video to tell you about the origin of my word. So futon splits in two parts. Fu means fabric and tan is roll up. When both parts are used together, the new meaning is rolled up cloth. Now that we got rid of that, we can move on to more serious stuff. If you're familiar with the beginning of the series, you must know by now that I use the words I pick as pretexts to speak about language. So let's move on and focus on a detail of the Japanese language. I chose to break the topic in two because we potentially have a lot to cover. You can find the second part in another video. In English, the word starts with the letter F, but not in Japanese. In fact, in Japanese words can write in different ways. You're looking at 3 different ways to write futon. We can even bet that a Japanese grown-up would also read futon written like this. You know, they have thousands of characters to write and read their language. 26 extra signs was no big deal. In fact, the good old Westerner's alphabet is widely known in Japan. Now I'd like to define what is an alphabet really. Let me tell you what I think. An alphabet is a series of written signs that represent sounds. It might be an incomplete definition in some regards. Linguists, please bear with me. I use this definition to dig deeper in the Japanese way of writing. One can sort the Latin script in different ways. Let's go back to when we were 10. Back then, we thought that letters were split in 2 families. So we're sorting them by sound types, vowel sounds or vocalic sounds versus consonant sounds. If you want to hear about more advanced notions, go check out Native Lang's videos. They rock. Now, have you ever heard about syllabaries? In a syllabary, a sign represents a syllable. For example, when you write the sound fu in English, you'll need at least 2 letters, whereas in Japanese, you'd only need 1. I picked hiragana to start my series on Japanese writing. In hiragana, you write futon like this. Hiragana was developed for women first. This syllabary was originally designed to allow women to access reading and writing. These days, hiragana have some grammar uses like some tense endings and linking words, and for poetry. Also, school children who are learning to read and write use hiragana. I really wonder what Kikue Yamakawa thought about this. She was a leading feminist and public figure. With other women, they created the Society of the Red Wave, an anti-capitalistic feminist association in the 20s. While she may have chosen to remain nuanced by remembering that hiragana were once called onnade, and that onnade meant woman's hand, allowing women to become literate, even though it was in a somewhat incomplete way. Back to our topic. Hiraganas are usually displayed in a table. The signs that are on the same line have the same vowel sound at the end. In the columns, the signs start with the same, let's say, consonant. And the last one is a little different. In the first column, we're finding the equivalent sum of our vowels. They don't have a consonant in front of them, just a vocalic sound. As for the second column, they all start with the sound k, so that's ka, ki, etc. The signs in the third column actually have 3 different starting sounds, but I chose to simplify as simply s, and so on until our last symbol. I find that this little symbol does look like an N. It stands for the same sound as N. Now, using this table, just try to write futon in hiragana. Good luck and matane!